now let's take a look at what are the steps that you need to go through to take for IOSS. Okay, so we're going to walk through end to end what you need to do. So first up, Alex.
First up, you have to set up your IOSS VAT registration. So like I mentioned earlier, if you're a non-EU business, you need to appoint an EU intermediary. Then you need to register for the IOSS scheme. And then you're going to set up your IOSS delivery and return services. So making sure that your parcel carrier has the IOSS number on their system so that every single item can go with the IOSS number. And as I mentioned as well, you want to make sure that you're updating your website to calculate the correct VAT at the point of sale. So you're not missing out on anything in your margins. If you're standing, putting a standard rate of VAT, you want to make sure that the VAT fluctuates depending on where the end customer is located.
Great. Okay, so now that you've set up, you've got your EU intermediary, you've got your carrier that is going to, you've got your delivery provider that provides the IOSS services, and your website is able to calculate to show duties and taxes at checkout, you can start selling. So your customer in the EU makes an online purchase. When they get to the checkout and they are looking at what their purchase is, they should be able to see the VAT that's been calculated and displayed at checkout. Once they've placed their order, that then comes into your warehouse where you're going to pick and pack your parcel. You're going to raise your parcel shipment using your shipping system. And this is where you're going to input your IOSS VAT number, all the other mandatory commodity information, like we mentioned before, your IORI number, your harmonization codes, your other data about the product, such as weight, dimensions, value. And this is then you're going to hit the button, and that's going to be sent electronically to your carrier. Your carrier then collects the parcel, and when they get to border, they're able to provide or present all the mandatory data, including not only the IOSS number at border, but also all the other information that's going to be on that commercial invoice, which is going to be required for customs clearance. And when that parcel gets to border, when the customs official sees the IOSS number, then that parcel is VAT exempt. So like Alex mentioned earlier, it can go through the border, it will get cleared quickly, smoothly, gets delivered to the customer. And then if the customer wants to return that parcel back to you, they don't like what they've purchased, they want to return it, then again, provided the same information is provided on the return, that the IOSS number, the VAT, all of that information, then it should be exempt. You're not going to get charged import duties when it comes back to you.
And then finally, we have the monthly VAT return. So as I mentioned before, you're going to collect all of your sales data, and you're going to pass that to the intermediary and make sure that the VAT is calculated depending on where the goods were sold to. So all those local rates of VAT are going to be calculated and will give you a total sum of VAT to pay. The intermediary is going to complete the IOSS return and submit that to the tax authorities, and then you will have to make a payment directly to the intermediary to pay to the tax authorities directly on a monthly basis.